You're listening to the Hardcore Underground Show with Fracas and Darwin.
Hello and welcome to the 5th Hardcore Underground podcast. I'm DJ Darwin and I'm DJ Fracus, and we're going to be taking you for the next 60 minutes with loads of upfront music from around the world. We've also got Dougal and Gammer, our special guests, coming up later on as well, but first this is brand new from ourselves. This is Fracas and Darwin versus Michael Mansion, and this is Remember the Reason.
To my heaven, pay attention on this day, 'cause that's where my love is gonna stay. 'Cause that's where my love is gonna stay. Remember the reason that I came to find you, came to find you, came to find you. Remember the reason that I came to find you. Together we can make it right.
Darwin versus Michael Mansion, Remember the Reason. Not entirely sure what's happening with that just yet, but watch this space. Incoming, a track taken from the HU6 album. This is Skinny with Pressure Rocking.
You are sure as hell about a lot of things, but wouldn't it be nice to be sure as heaven?
And direct, this is the Hardcore Underground Show.
So, Nicholas, how are you, sir?
I'm good. So it's always the same. Every month I always get on the train and I have a bad train journey and it's just dull.
You're even delayed today.
Delayed.
You've had a good break though, haven't you?
Been alright. Yeah, it was good. Christmas was really, really good.
New Year's Eve was good, wasn't it?
Yeah, New Year's Eve was really surprising, wasn't it?
I was surprised how busy that was, like literally from the start.
And apparently they had a lot of people that night.
You are sure as hell about a lot of things, but wouldn't it be nice to be sure as heaven?
So shout out to everybody we ran into on New Year's Eve in London. Hope you enjoyed it.
Drop the pressure.
This new bit by Technikore, it's a track called Dance If You Can't. It's quite a dirty sounding track, this is.
I think we got sent this a while ago. It was on HU6, but yeah, we've only just picked up on it. Really good track.
is the Hardcore Underground Show.
So 2014, can you believe it? It's the first time I've looked down at my phone and seen the date. I think it was like the 3rd or 4th of January, and I was just like, what's that all about? It's the future.
Last year when we were in the future. Like we're talking like with some sci-fi movie.
No, but God, I remember like, it is a long time ago, and if you think that
During the war.
No, but I remember it, people are like, oh God, yeah, it's going to be the year 2000. Can you imagine what it's going to be like when the date is like 2000 and something? And yeah,
the computer would turn off and you'll go blind.
We just wanted the school closed, but my mum and dad's neighbours filled their bath with water on the New Year's Eve of the millennium because they were so convinced that the millennium bug was going to knock out all the services and everything. Idiots. Apart from the fact that the water would have gone stagnant in about 3 days anyway, and they wouldn't have been able to... What did they think was going to happen? They were going to be able to trade it for medical supplies or something.
Listening to the Hardcore Underground podcast with Fracas and Darwin.
This is DJ Seduction in the mix. It's a remix I've done for, I think, the forthcoming Happy Hardcore Underground album. Check it out.
Hardcore people dancing all night. Hardcore people. Hardcore people dancing all night. Yeah, 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 yeah. Hardcore people dancing all night. Hardcore people. Hardcore people dancing all night. Yeah, 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 yeah. Reach up to the sky. Reach up to the sky. Yeah, 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 yeah. Reach up to the sky. Reach up to the sky. Gonna make you mine. Feel it now. Feel it now.
Welcome if you have just joined us. You're on tune to Fracas and Darwin on the Hardcore Underground Show.
Hardcore people dancing all night. Hardcore people dancing all night. Hardcore people dancing all night. Yeah, 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 yeah. Hardcore people dancing all night. Hardcore people. Hardcore people dancing all night. Yeah, 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 yeah. Gotta make you mine. 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 Gotta make you mine.
listening to the Hardcore Underground podcast with Fracas and Darwin.
Respect the Old School is the title of this track by Oldskool versus Bezza.
And you can get this along with various other bits as full-length tracks on our DJ Tools EP out next month.
There ain't no respecters of the old school.
Oh, bollocks. There's no school like the old school, and I'm the fucking headmaster. That's why he come to me. Got it?
Right, so printer news. Now, nothing's happened with the HE printer this month at all.
That's good, that's good.
But it doesn't enable us to fulfil our promise of giving some news about a printer every month. So, what we've done, we've outsourced. We've gone online and we've looked to find the funniest printer story that we could find.
I can't believe there's actually a website.
It's a message board post, and somebody said, friends of ours are very rough with their equipment. They're always breaking stuff. So I opened their printer and I found inside, it was an Epson C80. I think that's critical to the story, otherwise you're not going to understand what type of printer they're opening. Inside they found a cell phone, a dime, so it's obviously American, large white candy eggs, not even small white candy eggs, a condom and a pair of scissors. No wonder it was jamming. Oh dear, problem fixed.
There ain't no respecters of the old school.
Oh, bollocks. There's no school like the old school, and I'm the fucking headmaster. That's why he come to me. Got it?
I mean, you know, it's always the one thing you never suspected, it says there, and that's in italic text, so obviously they meant that, you know, quite sincerely. It's also somebody whose whose username is Spunky. That's made them actually fall. They were actually fallen off their chair and rolled around on the floor laughing, according to that. Oh, I hope the condom was still sealed, somebody said. Hard to believe. A cell phone. I love that that's the one they couldn't believe. Well, yeah, obviously people have got chocolate eggs and condoms in their printer. Good God, look. Related resources, there's at least 15 other funny printer stories.
15? Is that the whole lot? Just 15 pages?
I love this guy's honesty. Slightly funny story. Oh, great. Yeah, he's not setting the bar too high with that one, is he? Anyway, that was Printer News on the HE podcast.
Is the Hardcore Underground Show.
Anyway, sorry, the track we just chatted rubbish over was a brand new track from CLSM titled It Is Not 3 AM. Loving that. As we move into this now, this is Klubfiller and Coming Home. Check it out.
I see the bright lights before me, all the signs and trees rushing by my head. I wanna get back home. As I pull up in the station, I grab a drink for the energy. I just wanna get back home. I'm moving so fast, my heart's getting heavy. I hope I can last until I see your face. I'm coming home. I'm coming home. I'm coming home to be with you. I'm coming home. I'm coming home. I'm coming home to be with you.
Is the Hardcore Underground Show.
I'm coming home. I'm coming home. I'm coming home to be with you. I'm coming home. I'm coming home. I'm coming home to be with you. Oh yes.
Klubfiller coming home out now on Clubbed Up Records. You are in tune to Fracas and Darwin. This is the Hardcore Underground Show, episode 5. Moving into something else we're feeling at the moment as well, taken from HE Presents 2013, the Chris Unknown and Ramos mix. This is Sunny and this is Extasy Love. Chris Unknown and Ramos on the remix.
You are now in tune to Fracas and Darwin.
studio.
Been very busy, been writing lots and lots and lots of new music.
It is a super, super busy start to 2014. Out of the traps, as they say. Isn't that what they say? Dog racing reference, isn't it? At the traps. Anyway, writing for our third artist album, and this is taken from it. This is a brand new exclusive. This is Fracas and Darwin, and this is Stabilize. Check it out.
You are now in tune to Fracus and Darwin.
So if you do want to hear new bits and pieces of our artist album, obviously you've heard some of them already, things like Free From Form, Play It To Fly, those tracks are all on there. But if you want to hear some of the newer stuff, aside from the bits we're going to play today, then come and see us at one of the dates in February. We've actually got quite a lot on.
Things like Uproar, Hardcore Heaven,
Totally Lost It in Manchester, Cornwall, we've got London, Bristol, Dreamscape in Southampton, loads coming up over the next couple of months.
So in effect, stabilized.
This is the Hardcore Underground Show.
That was Fracas and Darwin, Stabilize, taken from our third artist album, more news of which soon. You're in tune to Fracas and Darwin on the Hardcore Underground Show. Going to move into a new bit from myself now. This is a brand new instrumental track. This is titled Fixx, forthcoming HU. Check it out. So a new year, and yeah, well, God, I don't even know where to start.
We've got so much happening. It's like, especially on the album front.
We've got an EP with 10 tracks on it. You can go and check it out at hardcoreunderground.co.uk. So that's hopefully going to satisfy a few people who've been asking about the single releases of those. We've got the Dougal Gammer album, as we said, more of which later on.
Fracas and Darwin.
That was Fracus, Fixx, another exclusive for you here on the 5th Hardcore Underground podcast. As we keep the music moving.
In the mix right now, this is Q-Tex, Power of Love, the Kurt Powerstomp remix, forthcoming on Evolution Records. Actually, it's not forthcoming on Evolution Records, it's actually out right now.
I want you, I need you, I want you, so baby, won't you come with me? I want you, I need you, I want you, so baby. I want you, I need you, I want you, so baby, won't you come with me? Can you feel the power of love? Feel the fire burn as it takes control of you. There is no way you can turn, there is nothing you can do. Oh yeah, your heart will never be free as it takes you high above. So baby, won't you come with me and we can fly on the power of love. The power of love. The power of love. The power of love. Can you feel the power of love?
This is the Hardcore Underground Show.
Q-Tex, The Power of Love, Kurt's Powerstomp remix. As Nick said, out now on Evolution Records. Go check that out right now on all the usual stores. You're in tune to Fracas and Darwin. This is the Hardcore Underground Show. Keep it locked. We've got Dougal Gammer coming up for you in a little while.
So baby, won't you come with me? I want you.
of a track called Eurostomp. Really big fan of the original, so take a listen.
You are now in tune to Fracas and Darwin.
More bouncy than that. DBL with Eurostomp. You've done it, I mean, he's done a really good job there. Yeah, excellent. You're in tune to Fracas and Darwin. This is the HE podcast, episode 5.
I'll let you do this one. Right, this is a mouthful. Scott Brown, Oldskool and Euphony featuring Danielle. Track called Spinning Around.
Is the Hardcore Underground Show. Fracas and Darwin.
Great record that is. Scott Brown, Al Storm and Euphony featuring Danielle. Spinning Around. This is the last tune from us for this month. But we're going to be back after this track and we're going to be catching up with our guests this month, Dougal and Gammer.
To the Hardcore Underground Show with Fracas and Darwin.
Okay, I'm joined in the studio now with our guests, Dougal and Gammer. How you doing, chaps?
How you doing? Yeah, pretty sweet.
Okay, I've got a few questions for you about what you're both up to individually and stuff over the next couple of months and what you have been doing together. But before we get to that, I just want to ask you about the album you've put together for us. What's actually on the album? What can people expect to hear?
Well, the album, I mean, to kind of try and keep it brief, it's kind of a journey through the whole Dougal and Gammer discography, going right back to our early stuff, which the ravers and hardcore fans of today probably wouldn't even know, right up to our current stuff. And it's quite interesting to see how our sounds developed and, at some points completely changed from time to time. So, yeah.
It's quite a long time you've been working together, actually, now, isn't it? If you look at it, it's probably, 10, 12 years?
It's a good 10 years. I mean, when I met Matt, he was 15 and he was still walking to school. So that's a long time. So, yeah, I mean, when we've gone through the tracks, we just can't believe how many songs we've actually written together. There's just so much stuff. I mean, actually narrowing it down to the amount of CDs that we have was an actual bit of a challenge, wasn't it?
We had to ask for an extra CD in the end.
Yeah, it started off as 3, didn't it? And now it's 4. And it's, that's testimony, I suppose, to just how much you've actually written. Because this is, there's a lot of unreleased stuff there as well that people, will have forgotten about or maybe don't even know about. And
yeah, there's kind of a few sides to that. There's current stuff which just hasn't been released yet digitally, but we're just throwing it all on there. Then there's some other stuff that has appeared on albums but just never got released just because of time frames. And then there's a few I won't say which ones, but there's a couple of really obscure ones which Dougal played before. I even learned how to mix that. Time to time people say, oh, when's this track getting released? And we're like, we'll just throw them on there as well, why not?
It was quite good for us as well because there were so many songs that we'd completely forgotten about that we as we were going through, we were like, oh my god, getting quite excited. Do you remember this one? And putting them out. So it's been really fun for us as well, sort of reminiscing. And some of the tracks is giving us ideas for going forward, maybe things that we sort of lost along the way, the sound that we were going to want to bring back again. So yeah, it's been really good for us.
So you've joined Future World Records now, which is a sort of a collective of various artists. What's the ethos behind the label there, and what plans have you got outside of this album, for music this year?
So with the Future World idea, me and Gam sort of having a chat together, thinking that we actually sort of this year want to concentrate so much more on actually making music and not worrying about when the release is going to happen and sort of who's doing what, the artwork, whatever, and going on. We actually just want to make the music. So when we spoke to Breeze, he said he would obviously take over that side of it and make sure all our releases are getting out a lot more quicker. And Future World, as we've joined it, was a little slow to start with, but now we are actually, we're motoring. There's hardcore releases coming out sort of every couple of weeks with Future World, so we are actually getting our stuff out a lot quicker now. And as me and Gams get back in the studio more this year, we're not going to be sitting on releases for 6 months a year.
We get a lot of stick because releases take ages to come out. Half the reason is just it's purely our own disorganisation because we're here to write music but having to upload artwork and type in meta sheets, and as you know, it just
it gets in the way of the fun stuff.
It's a simple thing that there's just never a good time for. So yeah,
we're obsessed with making the music, not doing the other side of it, and the other side of it's like doing the accountancy side. That's the boring stuff. Me and Matt just want to get in the studio and we want to start pressing keys and making noises and having fun.
Obviously, the DJing side of things, Matt, you've stepped it up a lot over the last couple of years. Probably, I think it's fair to say, beyond where anybody else has ever really gone as a hardcore DJ in terms of technical skill, thinking outside the box. Have you got an ambition with the DJing side of things this year that you want to kind of push?
There is a few things I want to get to with it. I mean, what's hard with the kind of technical side of it, and I think a lot of maybe new DJs in any genre kind of forget this, is I never even referred to myself as technical. I've never been technical for the sake of being technical. I like watching DMC videos, and I used to watch DJs like Andy Whitby and Kutsky and James Davila and all these guys, and what I liked was they were playing good music first and foremost, and they were doing tricks, and even if you didn't understand what they were doing, you knew they were doing something and it still flowed. It wasn't just like, you know, here's a mix, I'm going to turn the flanger up over it, and then here's a pointless echo and a filter, and, you know, here's me chopping the up fader up and down and just doing all this cool stuff, which, you know, maybe all your mates in the booth think, yeah, mate, that's pretty dicks, but it kind of loses the dance floor. So, you know, I've kind of gotten into a lot more sort of scratchy kind of routines at the moment, and maybe I want to pursue with that and a few other things, but I can't sit here and just say, yeah, I'm going to come up with a whole load of new DJ and stuff. It just, sometimes it just happens.
Funny, we've been talking about this the other day, that a lot of the way the music's produced at the moment, the beginnings of the tracks have been sort of, I don't know where it's happened and how it's happened, but the beginnings have got a lot shorter, and it's almost stopped the sort of fun of mixing. So when we get back in the studio this year, we want to start adding sort of the more lengthy beginnings to the music, so you can have more fun with mixing, and then Matt can get on and do some more of his tricks in the beginning, because when you've only got like 16 bars at the beginning of a record, that isn't really time to do anything. So I think we want to get a little bit of that back into the music.
Good stuff. Okay, so Paul, this one's for you. Obviously, you're a very busy man. You could do a lot of other things outside of hardcore and outside of music as well, actually. Do you find now that that's actually given you a bit more freedom, kind of taking the pressure off a little bit?
I've always been a worry about the future, and when I was 20, if someone said I would still be making music, now I'm 38, I would never have believed them that I could still be doing it now. So I've always looked to the future, and when I was 20, I've always sort of tried to reinvest sort of anything I earn into good things to secure my future, so I can carry on doing my music, what I love more than anything. So a few years ago I decided that I wanted to open up a bar, so a sort of stroke club. So I did that, and it was, I must admit, it took a lot more energy than I was expecting, but what it does is it then allows me that when I go in the studio, I'm not sitting there thinking I've got to come up with a hit, I've got to come up with a really big record, and you start almost manufacturing yourself. So you can go in there and be a lot more free, and you just don't get so stressed, and then the ideas you come up with are so much better than when you're like trying to force, you know, when you're thinking, if we don't come up with a hit record this time, you know, it's game over, and all of a sudden I could lose my house and like lose this and lose that. So I'm just so much more relaxed in the studio, and when I go in there I enjoy it more than ever now, because that pressure is taken away. So, you know, because there is a little bit of income coming from something else as well. So yeah, it stops me getting bored as well. I'm a very flighty person, in sort of like 1 minute I'm into this and then that and all the rest of it. Variety, you know, is what keeps me excited. You know, even with our music, you can must really hear what me and Matt do. We're changing things all the time. I never like to get stuck in a rut. So yeah, the bar sort of has allowed me to be as free as I like, really. So yeah, it's good.
So Matt, this one's for you. Not a controversial question as such, but I have seen you sort of responding to a few people on Twitter and stuff, and it's kind of an unjustified attack as well. But what do you say to somebody who says, "Oh, Gammer's a dubcore DJ now"?
I literally haven't changed anything about what I do. You know, I'm still playing all the night in shining armours and the fuck that shits and the big vocal riffy things, and you know, I've got nothing against proper dubcore, but I just don't play it. That's the thing. I can maybe get where they're coming from. I've kind of started mashing up bits of hip hop, and there is the odd drum step track, but it's just it just boggles me.
I get really confused about it as well, because obviously, you know, tunes like The One, Night in Shining Armour, they couldn't be further from dubcore if you tried. I just wonder that if we'd have joined, say, Lethal Theory, would everyone say that we play Powerstomp?
To do with the tag.
It's just that tag. So people need to understand that Future World is not a dubcore label. Once upon a time, Breeze put a lot of dubcore out. That is absolutely fine. He was trying to do something different, but even him himself, he's sort of, you know, he doesn't want to be pigeonholed. He just wants to put, you know, good music out, and that's sort of the whole thing. You know, we want to play good music, but we love Burn, I mean, it's a really bouncy, powerful, stabby tune that actually sounds more sort of like old rave influences, isn't it?
It's like a Euro kind of sound to it.
Yeah, really
But modern.
stompy, powerful. So yeah, it's a strange one, that.
I mean, so guys, I mean, where do you think the music should be going? What direction should we be taking?
Well, I think this is pretty simple. It's all about the music has got to be fun. Somewhere along the line, I do think the sound went a little bit serious and a little bit too heavy, and it's just we want to try and get the bounce back into it. Not being quite as sort of bouncy as the Powerstomp sound, but we want it to be really sort of springy, vibrant, energetic, exciting, uplifting, and cool all at the same time. But we have got a really good picture in our heads what that is. So yeah, we're really excited.
One thing that we have got going for us at the moment in hardcore is there's genuine variety. There's the sort of stuff we're doing. Darren's writing some great stuff. Joey's got his Powerstomp stuff, which is just absolutely, smashing it at the moment. You guys are doing what you do. There's good variety, and I like
It's
that.
just the enjoyment as well. I mean, as long as you're enjoying your music, I think it's easy to do stuff, isn't it, when you're enjoying it?
I think we're in a really good position because if you listen to the way the EDM stuff's gone at the moment, every single record has gone identical. They've got the big, massive sort of hardstyle kick that's tailing down. They're all coming off with a sort of like, well, it's like that sort of animal sort of drop, and it's like just listening to the radio earlier. They're sort of stuck in a rut. They're really stuck in a rut. Whereas us, God, just we can sit in the studio and sort of think of like 8 different ways that we can make a track. So I think we're in the best position ever, really, at the moment.
Well, I've said that to you guys. I've said to the guys. I think of all the dance musics out there, hardcore's, apart from its tempo, you can pretty much do anything that you want. I mean, we can do breaks. We can do, like I said, the Powerstomp stuff. You can do freeform. You can do whatever you want. And you're free to DJ it as well. As long as it all works around that tempo, you can fit it. And that's what's exciting about hardcore. And I don't think you get that with other styles of dance music.
I think it's also another thing we've got going for us is hardcore still has, I mean, we all take big influences from other current trends in dance music and music across the whole spectrum, but I've been doing a lot of work in the States this year, and you go to these festivals and it's crazy because obviously you can play the Jay-Z bootlegs and all the bootlegs are the obvious ones and they do like it, but when the big proper real energetic hardcore kick and bass comes in, even to the kids that don't know it, I've seen it myself, they go nuts to that, and that's our thing. That's not something we've taken from someone else, that's our own thing. So I think we've got a good thing going right now.
Okay guys, so thanks for dropping in.
Buy the album.
Buy the album. I was going to say, have you got anything you want to say to anybody? But yeah, buy the album. Paul, you got anything to add to that?
Buy 2 albums.
Buy for the whole family.
Buy a gift set. Why not? Listen guys, thanks for dropping in. We're going to go into an excerpt from the Mix CD on the First Order album now. This is Dougal Gammer in the mix on the Hardcore Underground Show.
Buy the album.
This is the Hardcore Underground Show.
We've got a lot of past and we might be moving fast, but we never ever fell out of love. And you're gonna have to learn and I'm gonna have to burn, 'cause you put me through the thick and the tough and we broke up and we made love. We've got a lot of hills to
Everybody ground.
You're listening to Dougal and Gammer on the Hardcore Underground Show. In the mix, in the background, this is Dougal and Gammer, Burn.
We've got a lot of past and we
You're listening to Dougal Gammer on the Hardcore Underground show. The mix you can hear in the background is available on their album First Order out next month. The track you can hear in the background now is, of course, Dougal Gammer, Float Away.
Fuck that. Fuck that shit. Hold on. I got to start this motherfucking record over again. Wait a minute. I got to start this motherfucking record over again. Wait a minute.
This is the Hardcore Underground Show.
Hold on, fuck that. Fuck that shit. Hold on, I got to start this motherfucking record over again. Wait a minute. Fuck that shit. I got to start this motherfucking record over again.
This is the Hardcore Underground Show, and you're in tune with this month's guests. This is Dougal Gammer in the mix. In the background now, track entitled Fuck That Shit.
Feel on this motherfucking record.
This is the Hardcore Underground Show.
You put a smile on my face, and now it will never be replaced. And every day you leave me amazed. How do you make me love you in so many ways? It's just when I give up on love, you came along. You opened up my heart and made it be so strong that I can never, ever, ever wish for you to be gone. Cause I know that you're the one, 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 the one. Cause I know that you're the one, the one, the one, the one, the one. Ooh, the one, the one, the one, the one, the one.
Absolutely wicked. In the background, this is Dougal Gammer featuring Hannah Faulkner, The One. background now, you're in tune with this month's guests, Dougal and Gammer.
This is the Hardcore Underground Show.
Everybody know
I'm a motherfucking monster.
Everybody know
I'm a motherfucking monster.
Tell me, boy, what has happened to you and the trust you used to show? Now you're questioning my every move like I'm under your control. Just close your eyes. The world that you see ain't always reality. Just cast aside your insecurities, 'cause I'll never leave you, won't ever deceive you. So baby, put your trust in me. Whenever you feel like I'm not gonna treat you right, baby, put your trust in me. Just push your fears aside, boy, there's no need for jealousy. Whatever you feel like, just know I'll be right there by your side. So baby, put your trust in me. So baby, put your trust in me.
Taken from the album First Order, out next month. You're in tune with this month's guests on the HU show, Dougal and Gammer.
So baby, put your trust in me. I'll never leave you, won't ever deceive you. So baby,
tune as well.
I can't believe it's gone that quickly. Again. So this has been the Hardcore Underground podcast for another month. So, gigs-wise, where are we? Do you know what? It's probably easier if you just go on and follow us. It's at Fracus and at Nick Darwin on Twitter. You can follow us on Facebook as well. If you do a bit of Googling there, you'll find our pages. Also, massive thanks to our guests once again, Dougal Gammer, for dropping in and for the excellent guest mix, which you can hear just finishing up in the background now. The album First Order out next month. So Hardcore Evan and Bionic, Unity, Uproar, I Love Heartbeats, HU versus Secret Society, loads of parties for you to catch us at over the next few weeks. We'll catch you next time.
See you next month.